Fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Commissioner Show. I am your host, Clay Major. This is Joe Lozier back in action. Joe, welcome aboard.
Hey, thanks for having me, Clay.
You're more than welcome, dude. A little brief hiatus on your part. Let me now introduce our unofficial sponsor, the one, the only, the kiss of the devil, Fireball. Thank you, Fireball. Thank you for being here. You are such a kind person, and you are a good thing to have in the world. That's beautiful. Thank you, Fireball. Thank you for being here.
Incredible, Fireball.
Joe, welcome aboard. Let's get into the show. Woo! Sloppily, may I add. Waiver wires. Joe Lozier, boner pills gearing up for final postseason assault. He's trying Tampa Bay.
Oh, the white ones are black and the black ones are white. So that's actually white and that's actually black. These are actually black. These are actually white. And my teeth
what is happening tonight? What is happening with the show tonight?
My teeth are so black right now. You know why? Because they're so white.
Waiver wires, boner pills, drop Brandon Cooks and Khalil Herbert, who was on the IR. He picked up Bam Knight or Zamir Knight, whatever you want to call him. He don't care.
Some kids call him Gas Knight. The cool kids on the Jets call him Gas Knight.
Really? That's some good intel. I like that.
Because
Gas Knight.
Gas.
I prefer Bam. Bam.
I prefer Bam.
Bam Joe. He also added Zay Jones, wide receiver for the Jaguars. I think he did this more as a handicap for his Christian Captain Kirk roster spot than anything. I don't blame him. I do the same thing with Josh Palmer for Keenan Allen. So, gotta play smart, right, Joe? Tuna also gearing up for the offseason. Or the postseason, excuse me, not the offseason. I'm thinking ahead way too much. I already counted myself out there. Dropped Antonio Gibson. He added Dallas Goedert. Man, what a journey Dallas Goedert has been on, huh?
If only we had keepers.
If only we had keepers?
Yeah.
Would Dallas Goedert be a keeper?
It depends on how many keepers you were able to keep.
Okay, gross. Anyways, I'm on the chase. I dropped James Cook from Georgia. I added J.K., just kidding, not really, Dobbins from Baltimore, the running back. At this point in the season, it's okay to take risks, Joe, because he could be a fantasy winner. Kenneth Walker's a little banged up. You know what I'm saying? I can't really start him tonight against San Fran because their defense looked terrific.
Yeah.
And a washed-up Ryan Leftwich. Yeah. So, moving on to the first matchup of the week. This is the 3-11 Dirty Randys, last place in the league, trying to play spoiler, going against Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood at 9-5, currently the 3rd seed. The series is even at 1-1, surprisingly enough. One of Mason's 3 wins there. The other one was against Daniel, I think. I think against Dan. Tuna needs a win to keep 3rd place. Oh my God, Mustang. Jesus. You know it's a Mustang, too. All Mustang owners have a loud exhaust.
Sound like a motorcycle.
Yeah, I have a thing against Mustang. So Tuna needs a win to keep 3rd place. With a loss and a John win, he would move to 4th. Steaks. Medium rare. Well done. Actually, not well done. If you like them well done, you're a monster and should be locked up criminally.
Facts.
Major factors in this one. Tuna, we have pretty much your players going against tough defenses this week. That's going to be Justin Jefferson against Indianapolis. They do have a Stephon Gilmore there. Could do there. Joe, why do you keep throwing up sponsored stuff?
I love this camera. This is great.
The blurry one?
No, what do you call it? The white's the black, the black's the white.
Oh, that's on your screen that we can't see.
You don't have that?
Nope. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for being distracted by that when we can't see that. But that was good. That's content. Justin Jefferson versus Indianapolis defense. That is a tough defense. Always stingy. Devontae Adams against New England. Also, He has Williams and Swift going against the New York Jets. Joe, you know how I feel about the New York Jets defense. And he has Noah Fant going against... I have Seattle, but he can't be going against himself. If he is, that is the most intriguing game of the week. That is the matchup you want to watch. That is a Mage Factor. Noah Fant against himself. Let's just put it that way. Mason, your Mage Factors are going to be your running backs. Pollard and Cook you currently have starting. The last matchup between you two, where you put up 210 points, mind you. Mason's running backs put up a combined 109.21. That's 3 running backs. Cook, Kamara, and Pollard. Incredible. If he gets that production again, he's playing in the spoiler card, ladies and gentlemen. The one thought to start for both these teams, Tuna, I got a twofer for you. I have Isaiah Pacheco over Williams. Oh, Jamal Williams. And then I have Mike Williams versus Tennessee over Christian Watson versus the LA Rams. I think those are 2 fine suggestions for you if you want to win this ball game, which you may not. It may not matter a whole lot to you. I hope you don't become the 4th seed. I really do not. Insider thing. I think you are a scary team right now going in the postseason. Mason. Oh, I didn't even put a one thought to start for you. So I apologize. Maybe your team was that good for the week. Can Mason play the spoiler? That's all I put is the one thought to spot. I don't know why. Predictions in this one, Joe. Who do you got?
Oh, spoiler, Mason.
Oh, you got Mason. Last week of the season, a game that should be pretty easy to win by Tuna, and you think Mason's going to come in here and pull the upset off.
Yeah.
This is SEC football, ladies and gentlemen. This is SEC football, so you have to expect that. Joe, do you know who I want to
go with? Tuna.
Yes, for selfish reasons. You are absolutely correct. I do not want to face Tuna as the 4th seed in the playoffs. I would prefer Andrew to take out Tuna. I would like to go against, actually at this point, I'd like to go against Daniel. I think Daniel would be the easiest win out of everybody. Or John's okay, but I think that's going to get me to the championship, Joe, for my record-breaking 7th appearance.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. And maybe 7 times a charm.
God, I hope so, Joe. God, well, don't we all? We all hope so. We really need that around these parts here. Actually, fun fact, the Commish front offices, which is me, you, and Andrew, have not won a single championship. We're the only one in the league to not have a championship, and we are all in the front offices. We are cursed with power and responsibility.
Collusion.
Next matchup, we have the Fantasy Messiahs, currently 7-7 in 5th place, versus the Action Jacksons at 4-10 in 7th place. This series is even at 1-1. Daniel would need a win coupled with a John loss to take the 4th and final playoff seed. Mahendra is just playing for spoiler. Daniel loses, he's done for. You don't have to worry about anything. He wins, he needs John to lose is pretty much what we're getting at here. Mage factors in this one, Justin Fields against the Philly defense. Philly defense, super strong. God bless you. Super strong. Very tough defense there. So that's going to be a struggle. Can they contain them? We'll see. Mahendra, I actually have CD Lamb versus Jacksonville. I don't know. I have a hunch. I think CD is going to have 20 points if you play daily fantasy. I think you should check that out. But I do think he is going to have a good game. One thought to start, Daniel, I have Gerald Everett over the Tennessee versus the Tennessee Titans over TJ the Hawk Ensign. And I have a note here as the reason why to see Evan Ingram's game last week versus Tennessee. It was close to 40 points in case you missed it. Joe, are you alive back there?
What do you mean? I'm great. Do you think Evan Ingram can have a third boom week like that?
Potentially. I mean, I liked Evan Ingram. In some of my test leagues that I really don't keep up with too much, I have picked him up in a lot, and he's done good lately.
Number 17, Evan Ingram. Number 17. Really? Come on, man. I feel like I agree with Tom.
Are you Tom? Oh, okay. I was just about to say you're an old man.
I agree with Tom so much. It is so annoying.
I see a wide receiver out there wearing number 1, and I hate it.
No, not number 1. a tight end wear number 17. Come on, man.
They could always wear 17.
No.
Oh, were they just restricted in the 80s? Because I thought tight ends were like receivers, and they could wear between the 10 and 19 and 80 and 89.
Not wide receivers. Or not tight ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're right on that. Moving on there. Mahendra, Jerry Jeudy over Deontay Foreman. Deontay Foreman's going against Pittsburgh this week, so I don't think that's a very good matchup there. Predictions in this one. That being said, Joe, who do you have here? Daniel is fighting for his life. Mahendra is just plain spoiler.
Spoiler alert. I got Mahendra.
Oh, I like that one, Joe. That's a good one right there. Mahendra for the spoiler. I'm going to go Mahendra too. We're both playing the spoilers this week. I think Mahendra is dead hell-bent on spoiler, and I think there's nothing better way to do that than beating Daniel. And just watching Daniel's downfall this season, if he loses this game, that would truly be a blessed thing to see. Truly. Joe, that leaves us to our 4 o'clock game. This is America's game of the week.
No, it's not.
Not the week of the century game, but of the week. Allergic to playoffs, 6 and 8, 6th place. This could have been so much higher stakes, but it's not. Boner Pills, 8 and 6 in 4th place. This series is even at 1-1. If John wins, he will clinch the last and final playoff berth. If he loses and Daniel wins, he is out of the playoffs. If both of them lose, Joe Lozier, he will still be the 4th seed.
Yeah.
So you have a role to play in this. So does Daniel, and so does the fantasy gods. How do you feel about this matchup? Do you think you can take it? Do you want to beat John?
I'm going to spoil the shit out of it.
Oh, shit. Hit him with the uppercut. Hit him with the left.
You can go and write my name down there.
Oh, you already got the predictions?
I'm going to spoil the shit out of it.
All right, so far Joe has picked all spoilers. That's fascinating. Mage factors in this one, Joe. I have Justin Herbert against Tennessee. He has kind of been a little bit of a letdown lately. Albeit not a bad option, but just not the elite level that you drafted him before Jalen Hurts and I believe Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I also drafted Andrews in
quarterback.
Second round or third round. So I was looking at the numbers. Fun fact. And this is not good podcast information here, so don't quote me. I should have written it down. Mark Andrews is, in our league, the number 2 tight end. He's been the number 2 tight end since, I don't know, week 2 or week 3. He's been the number 2 the whole time, has never left number 2, ever. The number 1 tight end, Travis Kelce, has been the number 1 tight end since the beginning. Number 1 and number 2, indefinite, the entire year. I looked at the numbers. Travis Kelce has 300 and some odd points. Mark Andrews, the number 2 tight end, has about 90 points less, give or take 5. So there's almost 100-point difference there in 1 and 2. And then from 3 down, I think there's a 15 or 20-point gap between Mark Andrews and number 3, and then it goes down. So basically, it's like in the A tier, Travis Kelce, the number 2 tight end taken by.
Yep. No, he was the number 3 tight end taken.
No, I know.
And he was taken by me.
Right. And then Mark Andrews, who is in a clear B.2 tier, because the A tier is so far up with Travis Kelce. League winner. No,
it's disgusting. And how he was the 3rd tight end on the board, the 2 owners that drafted 2 tight ends before him should take a long look at the mirror and ask themselves, what were they doing? Joe, I understand Mark Andrews in the first 3 weeks.
There is no other league There is no other league winner like Travis Kelce.
He's the Cooper Kupp of tight ends.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, you look at Dan with Cooper Kupp and you look Dan without Cooper Kupp, and that explains it all.
I digress. Continue, please.
No, Joe, that was fantastic. Thank you for bringing it up. That was good stats. I'm sure you're kicking yourself because if you had Kelce, your season might be.
Oh, I just wish you'd give me more than 2 points or 3 points in the last couple weeks.
Yeah. If he had a quarterback, he could. Not a running back, a quarterback. Main factors for Jonathan, running back performance. Your 3 starters going into this one are Devin Singletary, Joe Mixon against Tampa Bay, a historically good run defense. Don't know what's happened this year. And Latavius Murray against Arizona. Not the most to spark some inspiration, right? To spark the interest. One thought to start for both teams, Cordell Patterson, last game versus New Orleans was 26.10, Joe. Last game versus New Orleans was 26.10. That's just analytics. That's just looking back, patterns. Jonathan, Brandon Ayuk over Devin Singletary. I do not think Devin Singletary is going to have a good game this week, and I think Brandon Ayuk is the top option in San Fran. I think he's going to win you a playoff berth, buddy. With that being said, Joe, you have...
Me, fool! You're going down. Spoiler alert.
Shocker. I'm going to go here with a guy who understands how to trade. He knows what pieces are what. Every trade he makes is obviously a fair trade. And he plays the waiver wire terrific. He drafts well. And he is a winner, unlike his opponent. I'm going with John. I'm going with Jonathan. The newest member of our league is going to secure, out of 3 years, his second playoff berth. The first time he won the championship. He's coming off the championship, and he just barely is going to make it in the playoffs, brother. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry.
Continue.
If you had Travis Kelce, I would have been swayed. You know what time it is. Brought to you by our unofficial sponsors of the show, Fireball. Joe, let's welcome the guest with a shot before we get into the whimsical portion of the show. It's my favorite part of the show because it actually means something. Woo! America's
fantasy
football. Oh, week
of
the
century
game. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we've been waiting all week to see, the premier matchup of our league. And what other matchup could it be? A battle of number 1 versus number 2. Going in to this is the last week of the season. So going into the playoffs, this is huge ramifications. Not really, other than it being the number 1 and number 2. Joe, I come in here 10-4 in first place. Hillier Hole comes in at 9-5 in second place. This series is tied at 1-1. So not only will the winner of the Best Friends Bowl V3 have the series outcome, but we might get a 4th matchup, ladies and gentlemen, a historic 4th matchup, the first time it's ever happened in the playoffs. Joe, would there be anything better than that? Is there any other matchup you would rather see Championship Sunday than Commissioner versus Vice President of Fantasy Football Operations? I can see it now up on the marquee. Up on the marquee. I can see it perfectly clear.
Selfishly, yeah, it'd be me versus you, and I'd be dominating.
Well, not this year. Maybe next year.
But that's a farce of an idea.
Yeah, no, you lost that about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Thank you. Continue, please.
With a win in the Best Friend Bowl, with a win or a loss, Clay will still be the number 1 seed come playoffs. With a win, I would just have the best record overall. 11 wins. That's a good year, baby. With a win, Andrew guarantees himself the 2nd spot in the playoffs. With a worst outcome would be the 3rd seed. So, Andrew, congratulations. Congratulations. in my notes here, Joe, I have this as a potential championship game preview. Do you disagree with that?
No.
Mage factors. Who else could it be, Joe? Who else could it be? Somebody I've had on my team.
Jamar
Since
Chase.
this man hasn't. No. Somebody I've had on my team since he was a rookie. When he got some
Ezekiel.
in the season, he's not on my team anymore. I'm going with a person that's in my name. I'm going with a person who I believe in solely. Is 10 times better than Dominic McNabb, and I hold Dominic McNabb in high regards. That is Jalen Hurts. That is my mage factor going against Chicago. I think that's good. Mason producer here getting some behind-the-scenes shots, and you know it, paparazzi.
Hey, tell Mason to look at his phone real quick.
Joe says, look at your phone real quick. He is looking at his
I
phone.
just sent you a photo, bro. You're wrong.
I'm wrong. I didn't get your photo. Look at my. Can you even see my screen? You can't because it's all dark.
God, are you still fucking with that?
No, I don't know why my face is like this.
Oh my goodness. Andrew, his three-headed running backs are his mage factor. That's the combination of Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, and Josh Jacobs. My one thought to start, Cooper versus Baltimore. And for Andrew, it's Ezekiel Elliott versus whoever he's going against. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
The trade paid off at first when Jacoby Brissett was a quarterback, but now it's not looking too good with Deshaun Watson, the rapist. I thought he was going to come back and actually look kind of good.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And then Zeke's looked nothing but great. I don't think he's had below 10 points 1 week.
Yeah, you're right.
Man, could you imagine, Joe? You could have put a package around Zeke and fucking. That's the same thing. You have the same mentality as Daniel has, and that is a loser's mentality, sir. That's a loser's mentality. Predictions going into this one, Joe. Who do you got?
For one reason. The reason why I'm choosing who I'm choosing is because the other opponent in this matchup is currently on a plane heading out. We know what happens when this opponent is gone. Whether it be gone over to Europe or gone to a Willie Nelson concert or just gone to a bar the night before it's time to set lineups. R.I.P.
Yeah.
I'm going with Clay.
Woo! Andrew, you heard that correctly, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew, Vice President of Fantasy Football Operations, second place in the league, is going on a plane currently tonight to the Eastern European bloc. God bless him. He will be gone for about a week and a half with his Fed girlfriend. Yeah, his Fed girlfriend set this up. It was blindly. Super weird. It could be a scene from Taken, or you remember Hostel? I think it's going to be a Hostel situation. That being said, Joe, you have Clay. You have Commissioner.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I got you. And you have Andrew.
I have me, buddy. I have effing me. This is my year, Joe Dozier. Mark my words, YouTube. Mark my words, the whole world. Joe, this is my year. More than anything, I will be top. I will be dominant. This is my league. I will be the first in fantasy football front offices. Which loading, by the way. I need you. I know this is horrible to hear on the ears, but let me have my moment. You, my friend, we are gonna bring the fantasy football championship to the league offices through me. Okay, calm down, producer. Okay, speed this up. Joe, what should the people on YouTube watching do if they like the show?
Oh my goodness, it's been so long. Like and subscribe. Also, I realized my stepson did some of the computer, which made this white or this black and this white, but really this is white and this is black.
Oh, he's talking about the screen again.
And so I realized that I sounded like an absolute
Well, that's your settings. You got an issue with your own settings, dog.
Okay.
I'm gonna correct all that. But like and subscribe because you know you're goons. Let's go.
The Commish's goons. I like that, Joe Lozier. Well, thank you as always for being here. I do love having you on the show. I appreciate the time you make to do this, and I want to thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We're gonna welcome out our unofficial sponsor, Fireball. Joe, if you would like to join me in having a shot, that would be terrific.
Goodbye, Fireball. Thank you.
Brother, I love you. Everybody watching at home, we love you. If you like and subscribe, like Joe said. If not, have a good night. We're out. Thanks for being here. We love you. Merry Christmas.